welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Becca and today I'm doing the Drag Race book tag. This one was created by the Naughty Librarian and I was tagged by Leah from Leah and 26 Letters, and I will have both of their videos down in the description box below. So this tag is based on RuPaul's Drag Race, which is a show that I used to watch a lot and really love, but I haven't watched so much recently. And all of the questions are Drag Race themed, and you get extra points if you answer with any authors, books, themes that represent the LGBTQIA plus community. I always get that wrong. So without further ado, let's just get into the questions. Question number 1, charisma. Name a character that has charisma for days. This one is an LGBTQIA plus answer, and it is Morrigan from A Court of Mist and Fury. She's sexy, she's sassy, she's like beautiful and alluring, but also a badass bitch who's not to be messed with, and I love her. Could have gone with Rhysand for this, but Morrigan is definitely more fitting for this tag. I definitely love her, and if I was into girls, Morrigan would definitely be one of my not OTPs, but girlfriends, because she is fabulous. Question number 2, uniqueness. A unique take on a common theme. For this one, I have a book that I don't actually really like all that much, but I do think it is a unique take on the genre. And that is the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast. This does have a gay character in the main character's friendship group, and this is the 3rd book in the series because I couldn't be bothered to get the first one. But this is about vampires, and vampires are known to exist in the world, and you don't get bitten or anything, you just get marked, and then you start to get like a tattoo that means that you're a vampire on your head, and you go to a school where you sort of learn about vampire culture and the rules and how to be a vampire before eventually at the end of the school you will either die or be changed. I find this to be quite unique because it's not your typical take on vampires, and also there is a Wiccan ritual aspect to the sort of world and the culture that I really appreciated. Unfortunately, I don't actually like these books all that much because the writing is bad, but the actual plot and the idea I really enjoy. Number 3 is Nerve, a book that is full of daring and nerve-wracking experiences. For this, I've gone with the graphic novel series Saga, which I've just read volumes 1 and 2. So far, this doesn't have any rep in it, but it may do further on. I know there is some like lesbian stuff going on, but that's more of like a prostitution planet thing than an actual, like, I'd say good representation, and now I can't find it. But I've read the first 2 volumes of these, and both of them just linger on a cliffhanger that just makes me need more. I'm pacing myself with these because I don't want to run out of volumes before the new one is released, and I know I am going to eventually. I am reading one of these a week, so I've read the first 2 and I will be continuing, but I just want to read these so much. They are literally so good and I absolutely love them. These definitely have me on the edge of the seat because they're really good, and with them being originally released in issues, there's a lot of cliffhangers and things going on in this that just leave you wanting more and have you on the edge of your seat. Number 4 is talent. Name an underrated author that you love and think more people should hear about. I don't read a lot of underrated authors, I'm not gonna lie, but something that I don't hear people talking about a lot is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. She does have a new book coming out, and I'm not sure if it will be a standalone or part of a different series, and that's called The Priory of the Orange Tree. This is the book that has trans rep in it, but I think it's only actually sort of revealed in the mime order, and it is revealed in a way where it's very natural and accepted in the world, which is the kind of representation that I like, where it's not like a big deal that somebody's trans or gay, and it's not like such a big issue. It's just normal. If you're a woman and you identify as a man and then you like men or women or whatever, like, it doesn't matter to anybody. It's just an accepted part. And this is how I prefer representation in my books, where it's just sort of slipped in naturally. I don't tend to read a lot of books that focus solely like, read this because it's a gay book. I don't read a lot of books like that because I read books where it's represented in a way that I'd like to see it represented in the world, and that is, it's not a big deal. You are who you are and nobody gives a shit. There is a trans character in this, and it's portrayed the way that I think it should be portrayed in the world. But Samantha Shannon, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. Like, I've seen a few people, but not a lot at all. I really enjoyed this series. The first 3 are out and it will be 7 books, and I enjoyed every single one of them. I think that she's a very good writer. I think the books are very hard to get into, but once you are in, you won't regret it. The Burn Season is about a society where there's like sort of psychics and mediums, but they're not, it's illegal to be one. And our main character, Paige Mahoney, is one of the highest orders, so one of the strongest types of psychic / medium. She sort of reveals herself and is hunted down for this, and then she discovers that the government that's actually outlawed this type of power is actually not all they seem to be, and it just really goes from there, and I really enjoy it. Question number 5, shade. Pick a particularly devious villain. For this one, I picked Evangeline from Red Queen, another book with representation. I think that Evangeline is very devious. She serves nobody but herself. She does whatever she wants to sort of further her social status and her standing in the world. And later on in the series, you do see a more vulnerable side to Evangeline, and she does switch sides quite frequently, but only to serve her own purposes. And I think that's what makes her more devious and dangerous, because while she could be on the side of good or evil, you can never completely trust her, because ultimately she will do what's best for her. I don't necessarily think that her motives for doing what she wants are negative. I think that it's quite positive for people to do what they want to do to achieve what they want in life. But she's just so untrustworthy, because she will just sell you out if what you're doing does not help further her purpose. Number 6 is Lip Sync for Your Life. Choose a book with elements of performance or music. For this one, I've picked Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertelli. This isn't necessarily focused on music. Music does play a part. Simon's email screen name is Hour to Hour, Note to Note, which is, I think it's an Elliott Smith song, and he does talk about music with Blue frequently. There are characters, it's revealed later in the plot, that have started a band, and I like that music is incorporated into it but isn't a focus, because while I do enjoy music, books about music don't necessarily appeal to me, but I think that it reflects the time that this book is written, and it's set in to have musical references and sort of name-dropping bands and really indie music, and I do like that about it. Number 7, Sashay Away, a book with a shocking ending. For this, I picked Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. As far as I'm aware, there's no rep in Throne of Glass, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've read most of the series. But this ends on a huge cliffhanger. Like, it's one of the biggest cliffhangers I've ever read, and I'm still shook. But not many people I know have actually read this yet, and I am doing like a group read along for Throne of Glass, and I'm so excited for everybody to get to the end of this book, so that I can like just be shocked about it, because it really is like, it's the big deal, and I can't wait for the last book to come out so I can find out what happens. So that's everything for the Drag Race tag. I think I managed to answer 5 out of the 7 questions with answers that contained rep for the LGBTQIA+ community, so that's not too bad, and I think I did a pretty good job, because I don't really read a lot of books that are heavily focused on rep, because like I said, I like my books to sort of include it but not that be the whole plot. I am going to tag some people, and these are people that are going to be really good at this tag, because I know that they do read a lot of books that are heavily focused on representation in this community. So I'm going to tag Yvette from Book Cave, Rocky from Blonde with a Book, and also on Instagram, Ryan from Readingwithryan. I'll put the link to their channels and Ryan's Instagram down below, so you should definitely check them out if LGBTQ+ rep is something that you're interested in. Feel free to comment below any of your answers to these questions. But aside from that, please don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to. If you head into the description box below, you can find a link to my Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to follow me on any of those, and also a link to my Bookish body butter and candle website and the Instagram for that if you're interested in any of that. But that's it from me today. Bye!